Good noon. As we embrace this new day on the border between what has been and what can be, may we look back in appreciation for the people and experiences that have shaped us and for all we have learned with and from each other. May we take time to honor this moment, your great achievement, and look forward in eager anticipation to all that we will do, all that we will discover, and all that we will be and become. May your lives be filled with strength, passion, and open hearts and open minds. May you look for the good and hope for the best. May you be blessed. May you be guided in peace. Each day is a gift. This is just the beginning. Congratulations. Please be seated.
I'll go ahead and say what we're all thinking. It's great to be here on the Eastman Quad celebrating the class of 21. The past year has been unlike anything I've ever experienced in my years at the university, or my life in general, for that matter. I know it was likely the same for all of you. That's why the main thing I want you to know as we go through this ceremony is we are incredibly proud of you. You have done something that's difficult under the very best conditions. The pandemic was a hurdle you should never have had to face, but you took it in stride. You even found ways to preserve the community we value so dearly, despite the physical distancing, which for some of you wasn't a matter of feet, but thousands of miles. None of this was done without struggle. You've pushed yourself to physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion. And I'm sure many, if not all of you, had a moment where you thought, how am I going to do this? All of us sitting on this stage know what you've gone through to get to this moment. You sacrificed, you adapted, you persevered. I don't mean for that to sound like it came as a surprise. It didn't, because after all, you're Rochester students and have been for a number of years now. In fact, I remember the day we commemorated your arrival. We were here on the Eastman Quad for your convocation. It was much like today, only it rained for the entire ceremony. I can assure you that wasn't the plan, just like COVID-19 wasn't the plan. I can assure you of two more things. This won't be the last time in your life, things don't go as planned. When they don't, you'll be ready. Even if resiliency and problem solving weren't part of who you were as first-year students, they're part of who you are now as graduates. Throughout the last 4 years, you've developed skills and gained experience that will serve you well for the rest of your lives. That's why I can say, whatever you decide to do next, be it continue your education or begin your professional career, you're ready. Trust in your knowledge and capabilities. You've earned the right to go forward with the confidence that you will find success. Another reason to be confident in your next step is the world needs Meliora. The world needs people like you. We desperately need tenacious, creative, critical thinkers who are eager to pick a fight with our biggest challenges. Employ the spirit of Meliora in all you do beyond the River campus. I can't wait to see how you choose to make the world ever better. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, class of 2021. I am so grateful to be with you today, even in these less than ideal circumstances. But in the spirit of Meliora, we always strive to make any situation ever better, right? Unfortunately, because of COVID safety guidelines, we weren't able to invite guests on our campus for your special day. I know this is a disappointment for you and your families, but it's also a disappointment for me in my 2 years as president. I've yet to preside over traditional University of Rochester commencement, maybe next year. But I'm relieved and delighted that we were able to bring you, your professors, and the university staff together to celebrate this very special occasion. So with your families and friends in mind who couldn't be here today, I'd like to ask all of the class of 2021 to stand and honor your families and friends who are watching this streaming online, and please give the people who supported you throughout your education a round of applause. We know how important their support has been on this journey, and even though they can't be with us here today, they are definitely with us in spirit. Oh, please be seated. Don't want you to stand in the heat throughout the rest of the ceremony. I hope over time you'll come to see just how special today is, even without being able to have your special guests. This unique commencement will be a day that you'll never forget. And I think it will be a useful reminder of what you've overcome. And as you depart this campus and embark on your careers and live your lives, whenever you think about this day, it should remind you how adaptable and resilient and patient and creative you can be. And you should remember that during a year of great turmoil, you rose so successfully to the occasion. When the global pandemic forced us all to quarantine, you remember last year sending people home in the middle of the semester, we had to curb our social interactions, adopt social distancing, mask wearing. You adapted by figuring out how to take classes and study online. When COVID severely restricted our mobility globally, nationally, and even on our campus, you showed creativity by using technology to stay connected with family and friends, to study and to shop. And when circumstances challenge your ability to complete coursework and research, and I know many people did struggle, you demonstrated patience and resilience, and you dug deep and you found inner resources you probably didn't even know you had. So over these final 3 semesters of your college career, you've endured historic challenges. You've harnessed that adversity for fuel, and you've overcome. And here you are, graduating, stronger for it. As a psychologist, I'm quite familiar with research on stress and coping. And that research has shown us that adversity often prompts us to mine our inner reserves, face our problems, and emerge having discovered new abilities. It's a kind of transformation or positive change one may gain from struggling with a major life crisis or traumatic event. And I do think we've all gone through a trauma. I hope you've already noticed some of the beneficial growth, like stronger appreciations for relationships, an awareness of new possibilities, a greater appreciation for life and its worth, and some greater spiritual enhancement. I personally have developed a greater appreciation for nature than I think I ever did before, because the one thing that I could do every day is go out for a walk and really appreciate nature. Another way to think of it is this: if you can survive all of this and still graduate, you can do anything. That's no exaggeration. Many of you probably know other students, either students from here or at other universities, who had to pause their studies or who dropped out altogether. You didn't do that. The University of Rochester class of 2021 figured out what you needed to do, and you got it done. You should take great pride in this. You've proven to yourself and to us how adaptable you are. That kind of experience should leave you with the kind of confidence that leads to great things and helps us all to work to make the world an ever better place. As graduates of the University of Rochester College of Arts, Sciences, and Engineering, I know you will go on and do great things with your life. There's so many things. When I was working on the list of things, I know all these alumni who've done so many different things, and this class will do even more amazing things. Whether you're curating great art, working on social justice issues, working in the health sciences, working in finance, law, education, IT, researching the secrets of the universe, or solving the world's environmental and biomedical problems, you carry your unique life experience, the enduring wisdom of this campus, and I hope the guiding light of our Meliora ideals. We all experience adversity in different ways, and we all have faced adversity these last 14 months. But I'm sure that as you face the many obstacles that lie ahead on your life's journey, because all of our lives do have obstacles, I'm supremely confident that you have all you need to thrive. You flourished at the University of Rochester. You flourished even during a pandemic. And with your newfound strength, capabilities, and resolve gained from this year of COVID, I'm confident you will flourish in life. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2021.
At a special awards ceremony Tuesday, the annual presentation of the Singer Family Prize for Excellence in Secondary School Teaching was presented to 4 distinguished teachers that were nominated by 4 of our graduating seniors. At this time, we would like to recognize Paul Singer, an alumnus of the class of 1966, who made this award possible. I would like to share the names of our award winners recognized for their outstanding contributions to teaching excellence. The 2021 Singer Family Prize recipients are Jeff Cleveland from Halldale High School in Farmingdale, Maine, Carrie M. Fay Daly from Williamsville East High School in East Amherst, New York, Jenna Tremblay from Barrington Christian Academy in Barrington, Rhode Island, and Sharon Zuckerman from the Pope John XXIII Regional High School in Sparta, New Jersey.
It is my honor to recognize 4 University Award recipients who were unable to join us today. Stuart Weaver, Professor of History, is the recipient of the Edward Peck Curtis Award for Excellence in Undergraduate Teaching. Ellen Matson, Wilmot Assistant Professor of Chemistry, is a recipient of the G. Graydon Curtis 58 and Jane W. Curtis Award for Non-Tenured Faculty Teaching Excellence. John Dutch Summers, entrepreneur and chief executive officer of Graywood Companies, is a recipient of our Eastman Medal. And finally, James Wyant, professor emeritus and founding dean of the James C. Wyant College of Optical Sciences at the University of Arizona, is a recipient of an honorary Doctor of Science. We look forward to celebrating these outstanding honorees in person at a later date. Congratulations to all of them.
Sweaty. Okay. Welcome, esteemed faculty, friends, family, and most importantly, the class of 2021. My name is Alyssa Ho, and it is an honor to be here with you today as we celebrate the past 4 years and take our next steps into the future. Before we begin, I would like to recognize that we stand on the ancestral land of the Seneca Nation, and on this land today, we are celebrating a moment that we have long awaited with anticipation and excitement. Thanks to the 2021 Class Council for their work this year in trying to maintain some sense of normalcy by making this year the best it could be. Thanks to our advisor, Brian McGee, for working tirelessly to advocate for our class. Thanks to the Institute of Optics for the continual support they provide their students, without which I would not have completed my degree. But most importantly, I would like to thank those who helped me get here today. My parents, family, and friends. Whether near or far, we could not have gotten through college without a supportive community. In the past 4 years, I've learned a lot about what it means to be a part of a community, learning and growing together. 4 years ago, we stood on this quad in the candlelight, anxious and excited to begin our college journey and hopeful for the future. We chose our majors, found our favorite libraries, and settled in with our new friends. But with these experiences came challenges. We were immediately faced with turmoil in our community. We joined the ranks of students who sparked dialogue on campus. We stood in solidarity with those who did not have a voice. We protested when colleagues were wronged. We established early on that our class would encourage growth in the campus community and support those who need it. Over the years, we have created a home to continue that growth. Some of us engaged in research, making breakthroughs in our respective fields. Others represented Rochester in competitions, bringing home national titles. Many supported campus activities and engagement by taking on responsibilities as student employees, joining Res Life, or assisting in the learning of others as a TA. Throughout it all, we each contributed to our community in our own way. Our time as juniors and seniors did not look like anything we imagined on the quad that first year. We did not get to experience traditions, say goodbye to friends, or celebrate milestones together. Yet, we found a way to come together as a community and embark on a new adventure in learning. We rose to the challenge. We kept in touch through Zoom, donated to the food pantry and emergency funds, and amplified the voices of those in our community who were and continue to be hurting. We marched in the face of gross injustice. Here, I have met the most dedicated people I know. I have also met the most intelligent, the most radical, the most compassionate. I know that in this class, there are people who are dedicated to making this world more equitable and livable for all, because ever better means better for everyone. As we have experienced this year, making change is slow and making change is hard. It takes a mental and emotional toll trying to convince people that we have not yet achieved a world without oppression and hate. It takes an even larger toll living as individuals who face injustice. Although we have faced challenges and obstacles along the way, I am convinced that in our community are change makers, and I am honored to graduate with some of the most capable people I have ever known. We all faced uncertainties and overcame adversity. The past 4 years, particularly the past 15 months, have been unpredictable and demanding. But through these difficult times, we have grown into individuals equipped with the tools to overcome the challenges we encounter. And while our anticipated paths may have changed, the end goal did not. We are all here graduating today, so congratulations, class of 2021. I am grateful to have shared this journey with you, and I wish you the best of luck as you take your next steps into the world. As Institute Director Scott Carney once said, illuminate the dark corners, make the world better and more beautiful, and bring light everywhere. Thank you, and Meliora.
the honor of presenting Wade Norwood for the School of Arts and Sciences Distinguished Alumnus Award. Wade has been a constant champion for change in his community for decades and is a passionate advocate and visionary leader. From his roles in community service, education, and as CEO of Common Ground Health, he has committed his life and career to anti-poverty initiatives, pushed for housing and economic development, and advocated for the importance of education. Wade's transformative achievements, including 15 years of service on the Rochester City Council, work as an at-large member of New York State Board of Regents, and leadership in county vaccine distribution in response to COVID-19 have had an immeasurable impact both on the state of New York and the local area. Through his engagement as a graduate of the university, he is a trusted liaison and has had it in his duty to build bridges between the university and local community. With his steadfast nature and sheer power of his inspiring voice, he was pivotal in establishing an annual Juneteenth event with the Black Alumni Network. Wade is a change maker on issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion. He serves on the Center for Urban Education Success Advisory Council, has assisted in every reunion from his 5th to 35th, and is a devoted volunteer to many. A proud parent of 2 graduates, the love of his alma mater is contagious, and he is seen as a pillar of support for generations of students. It is my distinct pleasure to present this year's School of Arts and Sciences Distinguished Alumnus Award recipient, Wade Norwood, to the class of 2021.
Thank you very much, Dean Culver. I am deeply grateful for this prestigious award, and like all things in my life associated with the university, I will treasure it, and I will treasure your kind words. Friends, before I begin, allow me to recognize and give honor to President Mangelsdorf and to Dean Hall and to all of our colleagues on the platform. I would like to also recognize and thank Dean Runner for the opportunity to share thoughts with you at this time of enjoyment, remembrance, and celebration. Class of 2021, let me say first and before all else, congratulations. We are incredibly proud of you. This, my friends, this is your day, and as a regent of the state of New York, I am privileged to share it with you. But I have to be honest with you, my mother has a saying that I use whenever I talk to graduating classes. She says that if you ever see a turtle on a fence post, you know that it had help getting there. And so graduates, if you can see yourselves as turtles this afternoon, you'll understand that in a larger sense, this is not just your day. As President Mangelsdorf says, this day also belongs to the mothers and the fathers, to the sisters and brothers, to the grandparents, the significant others, the roommates, the professors and friends who have supported you, who have encouraged you, and when necessary have simply put up with you. This is their day also, and you ought to join me in thanking them and congratulating them as well. You are the proof that their dreams are coming true. I aim to be brief, my friends. I only brought 5 pages with me, and I am already on page 2, so let me declare my purpose. In the words of Frederick Douglass, I want you to know that my hopes have never been brighter than now. And I want you to know that my hopes have everything to do with you and with how much the times they are a-changin'. I don't know how many of you had the chance to read the Sunday Times this week. You were probably busy packing up, but I want you to know that I did. And I want you to know that on Sunday, I was struck by the fact that there was not a single encouraging headline on the entire front page. And nevertheless, I want you to know that I left my pile of papers on Sunday night filled with an even deeper sense of optimism. A realization about the events that have been transforming our lives and this nation while you have graced it by walking this green earth. I want you to think about how these transformations have been taking place in the context of sweeping technological change. And I want you to think about how you were especially chosen to spend your years here as our nation and, in fact, our world experienced a historic rendezvous with destiny. You will stand out, class of 2021, as having been on this campus during a global pandemic, its resulting economic dislocation of the entire global economy, and the sweeping and important call for racial justice and a reckoning with our history. So maybe it's no coincidence that we find ourselves here today celebrating a community of scholars. You, this graduating class of bright and ambitious change agents who have been in relationship with a unique and renowned faculty that have prepared you as thoughtful, spiritually mature, service-oriented people at this unique moment in time. Maybe this past year has been filled with death and sadness, heroism, miracle, and wonder, because the world requires miraculous and wondrous men and women like you. I'm at page 3, so let me just simply share that I hope that you understand that here in this second decade of this new millennium, you have far much more in common with the graduating class of 1921 than you do with my graduating class of 1985. As did your peers a century ago, you are earning your degree after experiencing a global pandemic and during a time of industrial, technological, and communications change. And just as the telephone, the telegraph, and the daily newspaper brought people into contact with events in distant places a century ago, the telecommunications revolution of our time has afforded you the opportunity to form and maintain relationships in a way that my classmates and I could have only dreamt of. But as you look out on the world from your fence post, brothers and sisters, as you prepare to enter the next chapter of your life, what I want you to remember is that notwithstanding all of these great inventions, the 20th century required the real work of real people. Upton Sinclair, Teddy Roosevelt, Louis Brandeis, W.E.B. Du Bois, Herbert Crowley, Susan B. Anthony, Ida B. Wells, and countless others lost to history. It took their hard work to force humankind to decide how, in the face of profound economic change, institutions should be re-engineered to promote the moral qualities that self-government requires. Yours is the charge to advance in their footsteps. And since I also believe that a crisis is a terrible thing to waste, I am hopeful that you will use the life lessons learned during this past year to continue to be a part of Meliora. And I'm buoyed by the fact that you know that this idea is not new. You know because you walked through, and at some point in your time here, you actually stopped and read the inscription on Rush Reed's Library's Door of the Past. And you know that this idea is not a secret, that it's open to those who seek to know what has been. As the door says, it's in the history of the stars, the earth, sunlight, life, and humanity's long, long journey. And here on page 4, not to disrespect the center door, let me just skip and confess that my life is still centered on these steps behind me, my friends. This is where I first worked up the courage to talk to the young lady who has become my wife. And this is where we stood last summer when my graduating daughter couldn't have a ceremony. It was just all virtual. But we came over here and we stood on these steps and thought about how blessed we are because of the door of the future. Let its words be my charge to you, that you remember that this moment and all your future moments are open to you as long as you remain focused on what life may become. On Meliora. As long as you live free in body and soul, loving as the door says, loving all beauty, and in your own way, serving our God. And I have no doubt of your ability to do so because in addition to the fact that you would become a seeker and a creator of knowledge within an academic discipline, you have also become an integral part of this incredibly special university. And you have come into relationship with unique and talented people. And each year I know that your work and our love will become ever better. Because it hasn't been the lectures and seminars, the reading and the assignments, the books and the papers that have been the heart of your learning experience. And the most meaningful memories won't just be the parties or the late nights. It'll be the feelings that have been behind the laughter and the tears that you have experienced on this campus. It will be the understanding that what is of value is that which is invisible to the eye. I'm on my last page, and were this Sunday morning and not Thursday afternoon, I would send you forth with the words of my faith tradition, that life may be able to cast us down, but it cannot destroy us. It may trouble us, but it cannot distress us, because we have a treasure in our earthen vessels. This treasure comes from above, and it comes from the unique history and tradition of this institution. Einstein once wrote, "Strange is our situation here upon the earth. Each of us comes for a short visit, not really knowing why, yet sometimes seeming to a divine purpose." But from the standpoint of daily life, he said, there is one thing we do know, and it is that we are here for the sake of others. And so I close urging you to join me in the work before us, as did Mario Cuomo, my graduating class of 1985, as a prisoner of hope grounded in the knowledge that we belong to each other, that we are a family, that as we go through hard times, we grow stronger and we grow closer. We have done so before, and we will do so again. And we'll do so by simply serving. Everyone can be great, Dr. King said, because anybody can serve. He said you don't need to have a college degree in order to serve. You don't have to make your subject and predicate agree in order to serve. He said you don't have to know about Plato and Aristotle in order to serve. You don't even have to know the first, second, or third law of thermodynamics in order to serve. You only need a heart full of grace. You only need a soul generated by love. Congratulations and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Wade, and congratulations to the class of 2021. You guys deserve a huge round of applause.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in arts and sciences please rise?
President Mangelsdorf, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Arts and Sciences, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degrees of Bachelor's of Arts and Bachelor of Science.
The University of Rochester, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Arts and Sciences, admits each of you to the bachelor's degree for which you have been recommended and confers upon you all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of that degree. We welcome you to the Fellowship of Learned Citizens.
Congratulations again, and please be seated.
Congratulations to the class of 2021.
All right. Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in the Hajim School of Engineering and Applied Sciences please stand?
President Mangelsdorf, on behalf of the faculty of the Hajim School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, I have the distinct honor to present these outstanding candidates for the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science.
The University of Rochester, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Hajim School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, admits each of you to the bachelor's degree for which you have been recommended and confers upon you all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of that degree. We welcome you to the ranks of this learned and accomplished profession.
Congratulations. You may be seated and celebrate.
Please rise, if you're not already standing, for the university's alma mater, the Genesee. It will be performed by members of the university's a cappella groups, the Yellow Jackets, Midnight Ramblers, Vocal Point, Rebellious, After Hours, and Pasapella. The words to the Genesee are on the last page of the program. At the conclusion of the Genesee, please remain in your places until the full academic procession has left the quadrangle, after which you will be led out by your student marshals.
John 3, 4, and 5 do not need to be live.
Full many fair and famous streams beneath the sun there be, yet more to us than any seems our own dear Genesee. We love the banks and stately falls, for to our minds cords grow stronger